This is a podcast of 98FM's Dublin Talks. Remember, catch the show live Monday to Friday at 10 a.m.
98FM's Dublin Talks with Adrian Kennedy.
98FM.
Sarah!
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, Sarah. How are you getting on?
Grand, not a bother.
Sarah, your friend contacted us on Facebook about something that happened. Tell me what happened.
So basically, long story short, because I'm in work, so I have to run back.
Mm-hmm.
But long story short is, I was talking to this guy for a very long time, and he was up in town for a meeting at work. So he said, do you want to go for dinner? I'd like to bring you out.
Wait, when you say you were talking to him, you were talking to him on Tinder, were you?
Yeah, and texting and calling. And
oh, right, yeah, okay, yeah, okay.
So we were in contact for a good while, so I said, yeah, okay, I'll go. We went out. I enjoyed myself. He was a really nice guy and everything. I just didn't feel like there was a spark, we didn't really click. So when he asked me to go out again, I just kind of said that I didn't really feel that, we were that compatible, we didn't have that much in common. And he went mad, absolutely mad. He said really, really nasty things. And he just wasn't impressed at all. And then he sent me his bank account details and was like, I want the money back for the meal and everything.
What? Say that again!
He asked me to pay for the meal, he sent me a bill.
So hang on, you're talking to this guy for a couple of months through text and WhatsApp and whatever as a result of meeting him on Tinder, and everything was going grand until you actually met him and you just went, no, not really, it's not for me.
Yeah.
So he sends you the bill?
Yeah. I didn't know what to say. I kind of laughed and I turned to the girls in work and I was
so
like...
So where did you go?
We just went to this place not too far from me, just a small restaurant. It wasn't overly expensive. I'd say it was maybe €50.
The bill was a whole €50.
Yeah.
And when this happens when you meet somebody face to face, it can be very different.
So you just don't necessarily get that spark.
Yes, and I get that. So there was no spark there.
Sorry, can a spark not generate?
Yeah, but sometimes if you know straight
sometimes
away.
You just know.
Yeah, you just know straight away. You do. So there was no spark there. Nice fella and all, I'm sure. Until he sends you his bank account details.
I swear to God.
And asks you to pay the bill.
Yeah.
What the absolute F?
I was nearly worse. I was like, okay. Until the girls were like, don't you dare. And I was like, well, I feel bad now. And I had bought 2 or 3 rounds of drinks, so it wasn't like I spent nothing. But it didn't bother me. I was like, okay, look, if you need the money, that's absolutely fine. But I know that we're on the same financial level, so it didn't seem sense to me. I just didn't get it. I didn't get it.
And do you normally, if you're on dates and stuff like that, do you normally go 50-50 on a first date, or what way do you do it?
Well, generally, if I went out on a date, it wouldn't bother me if I paid or he paid. I don't like to think, that old-fashioned where the lad has to pay.
Yes.
Because, different generation and everything. So generally, I'd pay or he'd pay or whatever, whoever kind of gets the bill gets the bill. But youally it'd be 50-50. Say if I pay for the bill for food, he might pay for drinks, or you just generally kind of share it out.
And is that the way it is now? You're obviously you're a younger generation. You're a different generation to our parents and all that. Is that generally the way it is now with women? That women want to pay their way on a first date?
Yeah, well, most of my friends would be like that. Yeah,
I think that's brilliant.
Financially.
So okay, so he would have paid about £50, but you bought drinks along the way and whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, so I spent about maybe 25.
He's so upset over the fact that you're just not interested in him that he sent you his bank account details for you to pay for the bill.
Yeah, he was like, I really liked you and I've wasted so much time now. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I was like, I'm trying to be really nice about it, but you're being particularly nasty. And he was just saying mean things to me, he brought up stuff about my ex and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is quite awkward. So I just kind of said, I understand that you're upset right now, but I think maybe you need to go chill out, go back and read those texts at a later stage and kind of self-advise yourself there a little bit and have a little bit of a reflection. And he did, and a few hours later he texted me and he was like, I'm so sorry. He was like, I don't know why I said those things. I was just really upset. But I was like, okay, don't worry.
It sounds to me that you're after having a lucky escape.
Yeah, I felt like I was in a horror movie. I texted my dad and I was like, will you bring the dog in? I don't want his head to be in my bed later on.
No, your dad's right, though. Your dad's dead right.
Was he a bit odd, was he?
No, like he was so normal, and it's terrifying because you don't know what the signs are now.
That's the thing, I suppose, when you're meeting someone on Tinder, you really don't know what you're getting.
Like, when do you cut and run?
Well, maybe the trick here is, Sarah, and this happened to me before on a date many years ago, maybe bring a friend along on a first date.
No,
Yeah.
who brings friends along on first
Great
dates?
idea.
No, that is a big thing. It's called, what's the word for a person that comes along?
A cock blocker.
No, not a good.
That's what it's called.
No, there's a more traditional. There's a more traditional. What's the name of a person, Sarah, who goes on a date with you to make sure
A
everything's
third
okay?
wheel.
No. By the way, what's the other version of a cock blocker?
I don't know. What is it?
Well, I don't know. Is there?
Oh, a female equivalent.
What's the female equivalent
I
of
don't
a
know.
cock
I don't know.
blocker?
I haven't a clue.
No, but it's a risk you take, isn't it? But
Like, absolutely, it's just you have to do these things because there's no dating etiquette at all in Ireland anymore. Like, it's not like you can walk down Grafton Street and somebody might see you and approach you and say,
yes.
See if there's anything in common and kind of test the waters a little bit, and then maybe ask for your number and you can build a relationship from there. You're nearly forced into these stupid apps like Tinder and stuff because there's no dating etiquette. There's no nice sense about it anymore.
I'd love to, just while you're there, you just put the idea into my head. I'd love to hear from anybody else with like first date disaster stories. I mean, that's about as disastrous. How long did you spend with him in his company?
I'd say we went for dinner maybe at 6 and I left about 9.
Right, so 3 whole hours, but that 3 hours was long enough for you to realise, this fella isn't really for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Was it a physical thing? Was it?
No, like he was fine. I just think there was a lot of stuff we didn't have in common, like a lot of stuff, and he wasn't the kind of guy that I could see myself being like, okay, well, I'm just going to go hang out with my boyfriend, or we'll go for drinks or dinner tonight, because, and I'm not comparing and contrasting to my ex, but when you're sitting with someone, like I was like, there's no way I could go to Spain for 5 days with this guy.
Okay, you really know what I'm hearing here. I'm going to do Dr. Phil on it, Sarah. What I'm hearing here is you have ex issues. You need to move on from your ex. you brought your ex up about 6 times in the last minute. Did he break up with did he break up with you, or did you break up with him?
Semi-mutual.
You see,
it's never mutual.
No, but the thing with her ex is
she won't shut up about him.
No. But you get to know the sort of person that you like and the sort of holidays you might like doing together and stuff like that. That's all very important stuff.
Well, not really. Myself and my wife Sarah, and we have
can't stand each other, but that's different.
We have a what's the word? Tumultuous. One of those things. We have a tumultuous relationship, myself and my wife. Yeah, and. Mm-hmm. One of the things is we have very little actually in common. We don't like a lot of the same things, and I think sometimes a relationship needs that to work, because if
but I'm sure you make a compromise.
No, I won't compromise at all. No compromise with me.
God bless her, so.
Well, you wouldn't be the first person to say that. Oh, sorry, the word I was looking for, by the way, is a chaperone.
A chaperone, yes. But who wants to go on a date with a chaperone? Somebody to mind you. Bring your mammy and daddy with you.
Yeah, cock blocker.
Yeah, it's a better word. It's a better word.
Stop.
But anyway, so when did you last hear from this nut job?
Yesterday.
What did it say?
Well, he texted me on the Sunday and was like, we were talking, and I was like, oh, look, I'm out with the girls, because I was. He's like, okay, I'll text you tomorrow. So he texted me tomorrow, and I just needed a bit of time to reflect. And then when he texted me yesterday, I was like, I'm really sorry, just don't really feel it. But I was trying to be really nice about it, but he just took it to a new level.
Oh, you see, now the one good thing about this, Sarah, and this has happened to a friend of mine, never, ever send nudes before a date. Everybody, no, I'm not saying you did, Sarah, but everybody does that now, don't they, Sarah?
I didn't, just to verify.
No, that's what I'm saying. Isn't it good you didn't? Because it turns out that he was a psycho. But I know people.
Well, no, he wasn't a psycho. He was a bit upset that she.
It was like split personality. It was insane.
Yeah.
She wasn't interested, and he wasn't having any of that.
Just don't send nudes.
Can't take rejection very well. Stay there for a second, Gavin.
Yeah.
How are you, Gav?
Good. How are you?
Good. What do you want to say?
I just listened to Sarah there talking. She sounds like a very sexy. Her voice is actually quite sexy.
Okay, that's a bit predatory.
If she's still single, I'd be interested in taking her on a date.
Sorry, can I just tell you, Gavin? I don't know if you're aware of all like the sexual harassment stuff that's going on at the moment. You can't just ring a radio station and say, "Oh, you sound really sexy."
Yeah, but he's not Harvey Weinstein either. He's just
Sorry, say that again.
You not agree with me.
I can't hear you there, Gav. You need to use your
not
phone.
agree with me yourselves.
Do I not agree with you? What?
I think she sounds like
She sounds a bit sexy.
Well, she sounds like a lovely girl. Yeah.
Yeah, sound.
I don't know. To be honest with you, Gavin, and don't take this the wrong way, I don't think you're suited.
Yeah, how come?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? You're saying don't take it the wrong way.
Sarah, you know what I mean by it, don't you, Sarah?
Well, because I'm not,
sounds like a Tinder goer that
that
sounds like you.
too.
No, you just don't sound like you're
Is that what
suited.
it was?
I'm just saying, Gavin, you don't sound suited. Sarah, different.
How would you know what suits her though?
I'm just saying Sarah's a different
She's
class.
on Tinder. She's on
Different
Tinder.
class.
What do you mean she's a different class? What are you saying about Gavin?
I'm just saying Sarah's.
Right, I'm not on Tinder. I'm not looking for a date. You know what I mean? I don't find myself. I wouldn't call myself desperate. At the same time.
Gavin, can I tell you, you're never going to get a date with anybody because they won't be able to hear you with that stupid phone of yours.
Yeah.
The worst quality phone ever.
I'm speaking into a brand new iPhone. Yeah.
Now you need a new one then.
I know, hang on, let's give Gavin his fair dues here. He's after ringing up a radio show to talk to a woman. He's after.
Basically, I'll tell you what made me ring, right? When she said nobody would on Grafton Street, there's no hope of a fella approaching her.
Yes, yeah.
So she's using Tinder and stuff. But listening to her on the radio, she sounds like a sound girl.
She does.
So get on with.
Yeah, but Gavin, are you financially stable?
I am.
Can you offer this woman? Can you offer the?
What do you want, a dowry?
And here, another thing as well.
Yeah.
I'd pay a first date that only cost me €50 would be a good first date. Like, I'd be on them all the time. Like, it's very good first date. Like.
I mean, in fairness, Sarah, it was a fairly inexpensive first date, and he's given you his bank account details. I just asked you for a yes or no, Gavin. Yes or no?
No, thank you.
No.
Thank you.
Jeez.
Sorry, Gav, that put you in your box. Good luck now.
Well, did it?
Oh God.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I think I've learnt my lesson. Like,
I think you probably have, Sarah.
I knew. No, Gavin sounds like a lovely fella, Sarah. But I knew as soon as Gavin spoke there, he wasn't for you. You just know,
Thanks
don't
for
you?
having my back, guys.
Well, Adrian didn't. Adrian was trying to pawn you off with anything with a pulse.
So what's the lesson you've learned?
No more Tinder and
swipe left.
Generally, yes.
She said no more Tinder.
Oh, no more Tinder.
No.
At all.
You just don't know what you're meeting on Tinder.
What nightclubs do you go to at the weekend generally?
Crystal, Nolita. Anywhere, really.
Does nobody make an effort? Does nobody try and chat you up?
Some
would
people
you?
do, but it's not really
Sorry.
chat up. It's a general creepy kind of slither over, and then we talked to my friends about this, and we were having a general chit chat about it. And a lot of guys that you talk to about that generally say, well, lads would be too intimidated to approach girls and stuff. And I think that's such an excuse.
No, but it's not because
because that's always been the way.
No, but I was talking about this on the show last week, Sarah, about how I've noticed in clubs that when men pluck up the courage to approach a woman, women often treat men like absolute dirt. And
yes,
you know what I mean?
It's not nice.
Sarah, how long is it since you broke up with your ex?
3 months, maybe.
Well,
4.
on line 3 at the moment, we have... No, I'm only joking.
We don't.
How cool would that be?
I was about to die.
Are you still friends with him on Facebook?
Yeah.
And
are you still friends with him?
He's a nice guy and stuff. I don't think it was necessarily that, we don't really like each other. It just wasn't the time.
Yeah, this is interesting, and I'm going to wrap up with this, Sarah, because I know you're in work at the moment. This is a very difficult thing as well, what you do. And a friend of mine is going through this at the moment. He's broken up with his girlfriend. Last week they broke up, and they're still friends on Facebook. Do you unfriend an ex on Facebook?
That's a very good question.
Thank you, Adrian.
Thanks.
No, we're not 12. Like, I get it's really hard sometimes to see some of their stuff. But, and if that's your prerogative, then fine, that's absolutely grand. But I personally don't see the point of it.
Yeah, because because you want to keep tracking him and see what he's up to. That's why you're saying friends with him.
They've been such a big part in your life, for so long. If something horrendous happened, I would like to know so I can at least offer to be there. If
Sarah,
you might want to do, that's fine.
To quote Dr. Phil, Sarah, you need closure. You need closure. You need to close that chapter of your book.
When did Dr. Phil say that?
In every episode, Dr. Phil says it. You need closure.
Here's the free counselling.
Yeah, you need to move on from that man. He wasn't for you. I know he hurt you and you feel hurt. I can hear the pain in your voice. But not every man is like your ex, Sarah, and you need to move on. You need to close that chapter. You never read the second chapter of a book before reading the first chapter.
Absolutely. Well
You never read a book backwards. Why would you do that?
Nope. You don't do it.
Thanks, Sarah. Best of luck. And are you going to pay the 50 quid into his bank account?
Not, I hope.
Good. Glad to hear that. Good luck to him. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks for
Bye,
that.
Doesn't she sound like a lovely girl?
Lovely girl.
I thought you would have pawned your son off on her now. Isn't your son looking for female acquaintance?
He's in Canada. It's not that easy to have a relationship when you're in Canada, is it? Well, sorry, you can have one in Canada.
Yeah.
But not here.
And is he having one in Canada?
He's been a bit cagey about that.
Oh.
Yeah,
'Cause I saw a photograph on his Instagram the other day that would suggest otherwise.
Oh, really? Oh.
He's a busy boy.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, what do you think of that, Adrian? When you break up with someone, should you unfriend them on Facebook?
Well, let's ask the question. Text or WhatsApp? Yes or no to 0877 98 98 98. When you break up with somebody, should you unfriend them on Facebook?
Okay, now we're not talking about if you were married to the person and you have kids with the person, because obviously you need to stay in contact with them because you have kids.
No,
with
I'm
them.
not friends with my ex-wife on Facebook.
Well, she blocked you.
No,
I'd be upstairs that day when you logged onto her page and blocked.
No, I've never been friends with her on Facebook. Never.
Because I'm friends with her on Facebook. That's awkward.
It's a bit awkward for you.
No, it's awkward for you, actually.
But it's not, because I don't want to be. I don't see the need to be.
No, but I do.
That's your business.
No, the point is, Facebook wasn't around when your marriage broke up, but I'm talking about now, Adrian. Move with the times. Is it okay? Text yes or no to 0877 98 98 98. Is it okay to stay Facebook friends with someone after they break up? Now, the way I see this, we're colleagues. When a work colleague leaves 98FM, I unfriend them on Facebook.
Do you?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
But you're friends with all the people from the other place.
No, but
every single one of them.
Yeah, but now I have a new policy.
Yeah.
When somebody leaves this company,
yes,
and people leave 98FM, like every company, they leave regularly, yeah?
Yeah.
Unfriend it. What's the point? What's the point in staying in contact with someone you don't work with anymore?
So you're going to unfriend, I just want to quote you to state this publicly, you are now going to unfriend every ex-colleague you've ever had.
That's not a friend. Like, obviously I have ex-colleagues that I'm very close to, yeah?
Yeah.
But say, for instance, let me see.
But you've others you can't stand.
Okay, say, for instance, Karen in accounts.
Yes.
Now, we don't have a Karen in accounts.
But if we did and she left...
Karen in accounts.
Why did you friend her in the first place?
Because maybe she sent me a friend request. Okay, so Karen in accounts is friends with me on Facebook, yeah?
Yeah.
And Karen leaves 98FM to go to somewhere else.
Yeah.
To Price Cooper Waterhouse or whatever those people are called. What's the name of that people?
Them, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And why would I stay in contact with Karen on Facebook?
Because I thought you liked her.
But she's gone out of my life.
What's your issue with Karen? Karen's a lovely girl.
Karen doesn't exist. But you get the point I'm trying to make.
Killian, should you unfriend an ex on Facebook?
100% you should.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But what about Karen in accounts?
Yeah,
Get rid of her. Dump her. Yeah.
Why do you think you should?
I just don't, I can only speak from my own point of view, that when myself and the ex broke up, I know for a fact she was posting things and photos and certain sayings, having a great time, to get at me.
Yes, with a view to upsetting you.
Yeah,
yes.
And then when I moved on, I just don't see why I should give her the opportunity to creep on me or see if I've found somebody else.
Yes, so in other words,
give her the right.
when your relationship is over, it's over. And that's it, and you need to move on, isn't that the point?
Yes, I agree.
Because people do use Facebook to get back at exes by putting up posts, I'm out nightclub and having a great time. Yeah. Good luck to your man or good luck to your woman. But you don't need to be seeing that rubbish. You don't, Killian.
Yes, so why? No good comes from it.
No.
Okay. Even when you both move on, like one of the other gets with somebody else, like there's no need for the other person to be creeping on that.
Yes.
I can remember realizing that why would I, even with my Instagram not being private and stuff like that, I realized, why am I giving her the opportunity to actually creep on a significant other that I might get?
Okay, here's another question for you then, Killian, all about exes and stuff like this. And I'm going through this at the moment. Supposing you're friends with a couple, okay? So you're good friends with a couple who are in a relationship together, okay?
Yes.
And they break up, okay? And one of the people in that relationship gets with a new partner, yeah? And they invite you over for dinner. Do you go?
If they were both friends, yes.
But I don't want to betray my other friend who's the ex.
It all depends on how friendly, how close you are. But why would one party invite you over? That makes it's a bit weird.
Okay, say Adrian is friends with me and he's friends with my wife, okay? And he's equally friends with both people. And we split up, and my wife gets with another fella, I'd say within a couple of weeks. She gets with another fella, and she has a dinner party, and she texts Adrian, and she says, "How are you, Adrian? It's Jeremy's ex here. I'm in a new relationship, having a dinner party on Saturday, having vol au vents and red wine. Would you like to come over?" What should Adrian do?
Discuss it with you.
No, well, I'm going to tell him the answer now. If you step foot inside that door or break your legs.
But why would you do that?
What?
Well, for example, I'll give you an example, and this is a real life example. My aunt.
Sorry, that was a real life example. My friends are actually having vol au vents and red wine.
My aunt is good friends with my ex-wife. That doesn't bother me in the slightest. My aunt, she's my aunt, she's not my ex-wife's aunt, and she's friends with my ex-wife, but that doesn't bother me in the slightest.
I bet your current incumbent doesn't know about it, though.
Yes, of course she does.
No, she doesn't know.
She absolutely does, yeah. Doesn't bother me in the slightest.
It also depends on the manner of how you broke up. Like, if it was an amicable breakup, well then...
No breakup is ever amicable.
Yeah.
The truth we know. Anyway, so no is the answer. Keep your texts or WhatsApps coming in. Answer this question. Should you unfriend an ex when you break up on Facebook?
Because part of me thinks it's so childish. You broke up with me, so I'm unfriending you.
But you're broken up, so cut the ties.
But you're giving out to me for cutting the ties with Karen in accounts.
Because I think she's a lovely girl.
What did Karen?
You weren't in a relationship with her.
What did Karen in accounts ever do for you?
Patrick, you are friends with all of your exes bar one.
Yeah.
Well, Facebook friends, we mean.
Yeah, Facebook as well, yeah.
How many are we talking here?
Jesus. 7 or 8 maybe.
What? And why are you not friends with the just one?
Oh, that was a complete psychopath.
Right, okay. We won't. Don't go naming any names. Okay, so there was one that you're not friends with at all. Now, if you're still friends, and you're talking about not just Facebook, you're still friends with these ladies.
Yeah.
Why did you ever break up with them then? If you're still friends?
It just wasn't working out.
Yeah, sometimes there are women who come into your life and you realise you're better off being a friend with them than a lover, aren't you? I mean, you remember the song, "How can we be lovers if we can't be friends?"
Yeah.
Well, still lovers with one of them anyway.
What?
Yeah, we still,
Jeez, can you ever tie a knot in your willy, for God's sake? Holy God, you're a predator, man, a predator.
Friends with benefits as well. So.
Friends with benefits, yeah.
What age are you? 15? Like, you need to grow up and get yourself a proper relationship, man.
Why? Don't be so bitter.
You never know. It could turn back into a relationship along the way.
Sorry, loads of people have friends with benefits relationships.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
That's a thing of the past.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it is for you because you're an old settled man. Hey,
less of the settled, please.
Well, you are.
Okay.
The fact of the matter is that loads of people love friends with benefits relationships. You have all the benefits without any of the crap that goes with it.
Yeah.
It's great.
In other words, a friend with benefits, she's not going to give out to you if you throw your underpants on the bottom of the bed.
Of course she's not. No, because she's gone.
She's not going to give out to you if you leave your tea bag in the sink.
No. She's absolutely not. Or for not switching the immersion off.
So how do I make my wife become my friend with benefits?
It's too late now. You married her. You dirty looking idiot.
But you're about to marry yours.
Yeah, I know, but... you stay there for a second. Mark.
8 exes, by the way.
Yeah, 8
That's
exes.
A lot
That's a lot of exes. To keep as a matter of interest, with the 8 exes you're talking about, have any of them got the same name?
No.
Oh, right, okay. That's Mark, you're on 98 FM. Mark, how are you?
Not too bad.
Now, Mark, should you be friends with an ex on Facebook?
Absolutely not. And I tell you why.
Yeah.
Right, from my point of view, right? Facebook can completely ruin relationships.
I agree.
Right?
Yep.
Completely ruin them. I was with a girl for 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
We're not together anymore. But even through those 14 years, we were never friends on Facebook. Right? We lived together and we were engaged and all that type of stuff, but we were never friends on Facebook. And
why?
I didn't want to know what she was kind of up to on Facebook, and she didn't want to know what I was up to on Facebook. And the thing with Facebook, right? Let's say I check in. Let's say, okay, since I've when I broke, let's say we were friends on Facebook.
Yes.
Okay. And we broke up, and I check into Lily's on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's a picture of me with somebody, a girl, right? That can get out of control.
Well,
You know what I mean?
if she's a jealous psychotype, yeah, maybe.
And that's what can happen.
I
Right?
see, yes. What are you doing in that picture with her? Who's
Exactly.
she? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I hear the conversation.
So that's exactly where it can go to.
Yes.
Plus, as well, right? So let's say you're friends with a girl on Facebook, and you break up, right? And you get with some other girl, and everything nowadays is all about social media.
Yes.
Facebook, all that type of stuff. So you get with a new girl, right? She befriends you on Facebook, and you accept, right? And then all of a sudden, she's going through your last 6 months, and she's looking at like, oh, you were here, you were there, there's a picture with this
Right,
one,
so you don't
with
even
that
think
one.
you should be friends with a girlfriend, let alone an ex?
I really don't. No,
Right.
I know.
Are you
I really don't. Because
Jeremy, are you friends with your wife on Facebook?
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately?
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, because everything I put up, she moans about.
Oh, really?
Mark, can I just say on a completely different note, and this may sound a bit weird and a bit freaky, but I'm mesmerised by your voice. You have a wonderful voice, I have to say.
Thank you very much.
No, I'm not coming on to you in any way. That's not me.
I'm not that way inclined anyway.
Well, either am I, but I can be convinced, I suppose.
But it's just Jeremy has this desire. One of his big desires in life is actually to have a voice that's suited to radio.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you probably have that, Mark. Jeremy, on the other hand,
Mark,
doesn't.
you have the ultimate voice, I have to say. Would you ever consider doing voiceovers for ads?
No, never considered it. But thank you for the thank. That's
Well, here,
a really nice compliment,
I'm going to give you a line to say, and let's hear it sound. So in a voiceover ad, okay.
You're going to give me a line.
Okay, so say for instance it's a car ad, okay? So say
it's a car ad.
The all new Audi, a unbelievable drive of a car. Okay, let's hear this.
The all new Audi, the unbelievable drive of a car.
Get yours now.
Get yours now.
Oh my God! I'm going to buy an Audi now.
How did that go down? Is that all right? Yeah.
Well, in a weird twist of fate, I ended up with a job on the radio and you didn't, and I sound like Kermit the Frog, and you have this sexy masculine voice, hasn't he, Adrian? You really do, Mark.
Hey, Mark, you're not the only one that's not. Ed, you're not friends with your wife on Facebook either.
No, absolutely not.
Why not?
I'm just not. I've no desire to see what she talks about on her page, and she's no desire to see what I talk about on my page. Good luck.
You see, I find that a little bit odd. I have to be honest now. I find it a little bit odd.
Adrian, we are 25 years together. You've got to keep some mystery in a relationship.
Oh, Facebook is your mystery. Really? You need to...
No.
You need to redefine that a little bit.
No, but I get you what you're trying to say. And in the same way, Ed, if you had a pile on your arse, you wouldn't show your wife the pile on your arse.
No, you might if it was very sore.
No, you wouldn't. Why would you show your wife?
No, you wouldn't, Adrian.
No. Why would you show your wife your piles?
So not being friends on Facebook keeps the mystery alive?
No, it's just
hang on. I'm going to unfriend her right now.
You haven't got the balls.
What?
You haven't got the balls or the piles to do that.
Really?
You actually don't.
Doing it?
Can you imagine the shitstorm that would go down?
If I unfriend her?
Yeah. We're talking apocalypse.
Come on, Adrian, I dare you. Unfriend her.
We're talking...
Yeah, see, in reality, I'd probably unfriend her right now, just to be all brave on the radio, but as soon as I get home, we'd refriend again.
No, but Adrian's the type of person, he couldn't do that because he tags her in every post when they go out for a meal together. I know, it makes me sick.
Pathetic.
Yeah, absolutely sick.
Pathetic.
Good luck, Ed and Mark. Thanks very much indeed.
Would you show your partner piles if you had them?
Well, I've never had them, so I don't know what they look like, so I don't know what I'm even talking about.
No, but say, for instance, 2 weeks ago, I had a spot on the back of my neck.
Yeah.
And I asked my wife to squeeze my spot.
Yeah, do that, no problem.
And she turned around and she said, can we have just a bit of mystique left in this marriage?
Oh, no, well, my wife actually loves
squeezing your spots.
Yeah.
Jesus, that woman has landed on her feet, let me tell you. You've actually asked your wife to squeeze your spots?
Well, it's not my wife yet. She will be in a few weeks.
And where are the spots that she's squeezing?
There was one on the back of my neck, actually.
Yeah, I had one on the back of my neck. And I thought nothing of it. And I said, honey, I was in the bedroom and I could feel this thing in the back of my neck. And I knew it was getting bigger.
Yeah.
And I said, honey, will you come in here and squeeze the pus out of the spot on the back of my neck?
And she wouldn't do it.
And she comes in and she says, can we please keep a bit of mystery and mystique?
You want to get rid of her.
Well, no, she's right. Once you see some... There's
nothing wrong with it.
Once you squeeze your partner's spots, there's no going back from it. Is there, though? In the same way my wife...
You have me screwed before I even get married.
No, but when my wife was giving birth to my firstborn, she wouldn't let me look at the plumbing.
The show getting Dublin talking.
Every morning from 10.
Adrian Kennedy.
Dublin Talks on 98FM.